Okay, I'm calling it to order. Ready, Gina?
Arnold,
Here.
Beckwith,
Here.
Parker-Pitti,
Here.
Kotzini,
Here.
Linsdau,
Here.
Sutton.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. Pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Warren Newport Public Library District provides the community with access to information, kindles the imagination of children and adults, and supports lifelong learning. Would anyone like to speak in public comment? Okay, correspondence? No correspondence. Okay, so we're on to the consent agenda. Anyone want to remove anything? Okay, can I have a motion to approve as presented?
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. Okay, President's report, page, where is it? Six, yeah. Anything?
Yes, happy to see you only spent 2.5 hours.
I second that.
Instead of
When
your
I turned it in,
normal
I was thinking,
20.
I bet somebody's gonna notice that this is the
It's a
least I've
very
ever
short.
worked.
You're on summer hours.
I'm so proud of you, Joe.
Well, thank you. Oh, that's funny. Anyone else have a report?
I would just like to say that I really appreciate the take and make crafts that are being left for the kids. That's really a great idea the library is doing.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be permanent. I mean, it's been very popular, so.
Oh,
Anyone else? Okay, you're up.
Yeah, so, since there's library operations on the agenda, I guess I'll save that for later, what I was gonna say. Are there any questions about the report that's in the packet?
Just one question, and it's not so much about what's in the report as what's not in the report,
Sure.
because I know Gurney Days is coming up.
Yeah.
What, if any, activities will the library be doing for Gurney Days this year?
Yeah, we'll participate in the parade. We don't plan on we're gonna have our vehicles in the parade, the bookmobile and the outreach van. We don't plan on necessarily having people march in the parade. I mean, I think that's a possibility, but with staffing the way it is and kind of short notice, honestly, we just thought, let's just, stick with having vehicles in the parade. So that's essentially the extent of our activities. I know in the past we've had events here at the library, usually I think it's a storytime event on the Friday of Gurney Days, but it's been scaled back, and they kind of, I guess I've known for maybe a month and a half that Gurney Days was happening, but due to our staffing status and just the timing of it, it's limited. We don't have to defend our rib eating championship because there's no rib eating contest. So I think Mark and Eddie are going to go have some ribs and shoot a video with the trophy and say we're still the champions.
Oh, yay.
Further notice, but otherwise, yeah, that's it.
okay.
Other questions or?
Happy to see Bookends opened. I was one of the 5 donations of the books. Super happy.
Okay. Operation.
Yeah, so there are no changes I'd like to recommend at this time in terms of the mask requirements. It seems to be working well with staff in the public spaces wearing masks. It seems like those patrons that use services that we've asked them to wear masks, they've been complying. And I think it's one of those things we want to wait and see. We're a little bit concerned about the Delta variant, and although the numbers aren't nearly like they were in the past, there's a little bit of a rise in Illinois in our area, so we're continuing monitoring that. So, but no changes recommended. In terms of traffic, if you take out the numbers for when we had the unexpected closure, which is my great thanks to Kevin, because I was on vacation and I was made aware of it, but Kevin spent a great deal of time addressing that issue and tried all avenues that he could to get it fixed as quickly as possible. And it could have been worse, honestly. So you know, it is what it is, so my thanks to Kevin for being on top of that, and Noreen as well. But if you take out those days, Saturdays, we've been averaging around 300 people. Mondays are our busiest days, 600 to 700 people on average, and then the rest of the time, Tuesday through Friday, about 400 to 450 people. So we're not close to, you know, pre-pandemic numbers, obviously, but you know, those numbers are not too bad, I guess, and it's summer anyway, so summer reading is going well. You know, if you look at the monitor, that number probably needs updated. I think we're beyond 500,000 minutes. So if you have been reading and you haven't logged those minutes, please do.
Keep forgetting.
So not
I
too
do
late.
too.
But that's okay, because you can go back and retroactively add what you've read.
Good,
So
that's very good.
no problem. So if you want to put in a bunch of minutes at once, it's not a problem. So.
Keep
Not
them on
cheating.
log.
Oh,
Other things to mention, we are in the midst of hiring for a bunch of open positions. We're having some success. It's challenging, of course, but we are having some success. And just the other thing in terms of you know, staff morale, I think it continues to be a challenge for staff. I think we've noticed that the public, you know, people are anxious, and I think that the news about the Delta variant has kind of put more people on edge, and certainly has put staff on edge a bit. So it's still stressful around here, as it probably is in your workplaces as well. So, and I think there's some anxiety about school going back into session, kids going back to school. We'll be here before we know it, about a little over a month. So.
well, I think so much as the uncertainty is, do we wear a mask? Do we stay away? Do we, you know? It just feels like we're gonna go back to where, my son in Australia, it's flipped now. They're on lockdown for the last 3 weeks. They're not going to school. And that's the Delta that's hit there. So I'm prepared for masks and the whole thing again. Just FYI, I know.
Better replenish the hand sanitizer.
I know, that's all right, I'll wear my mask, I don't care. But,
I think that's all I wanted to mention, though. So I'm not recommending to the board at this time any change in the mask requirements. And you know, we're moving along and looking towards the fall as if we're going to start to do, you know, some story times in the library again. We have plans for doing those. And essentially the meeting room, you know, we're looking at not having it available to the public during the fall because we're going to need it. We're not comfortable, obviously, doing story times in Carroll Storytime Room for obvious reasons. It's not big enough. So really, this space is going to be utilized for library-focused events. I'm sure the community won't be thrilled with that, but there's really no other way to do it with the programs we have planned, really. So that's the tentative plan, just so the board knows about that. That, you know, right now we're thinking in the fall, you know, this room will still just be for library use only, and not the public. So.
Parking.
Yeah, so the parking lot, I think it went very well. Essentially, they started on Tuesday and they finished Friday. There was a weather delay. I don't know that actually, did it rain that day? But they were worried about it, I know.
There was some weather that impacted it.
Yeah, yes, but when they unearthed it, the base was fine, unlike the front of the library. So once we, you know, jumped that hurdle, it's gone smoothly. And I know Kevin has been trying to coordinate with the striping. And what was the latest you told me? Hopefully.
Yeah, they're shooting for tomorrow, but there's potential of rain tomorrow. And unlike, you know, when you seal coat it, you can deal with rain and seal coating, but with paint, obviously, it will wash it away. So that's what they've been dealing with. And with the weather last week, then it put them behind schedule. So we're looking at tomorrow will be on schedule. If not tomorrow, then it'll be Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah, and so, you know, with the exception of the book drop, in terms of library service, I have not observed any impacts. I mean, we still have adequate parking for the, you know, the traffic that we're doing. So, you know, the timing's been good in terms of when to do the project. So that you know, I went to think about as smooth as it could have gone. all things considered.
So no more parking lot for years?
For a long time, yeah.
Years? Okay.
Yeah.
For another 12, 20 years.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's hope.
I won't be here
Yeah.
anymore.
I hope I will be for regular, but we'll see.
Might be, but I highly doubt it.
It will last, so.
Okay.
LED. Yeah, so LED project it's almost finished. We have a couple of, and Kevin can add details, but generally speaking, there are a couple of issues in the meeting rooms. I think there's an issue with the dimming and the dimmer switch, right?
There's
Yeah.
just a dimmer switch panel over here three of them don't have the right cables because they miscalculated the length. So they had to get an order done on cable. So those were projected to be done with the whole project by Friday.
Yeah.
Just signing the check, All Tech Energy,
That's a big one.
$91,104.03.
So I don't have the exact accurate final numbers, so to give you a ballpark, I think at the end of the day, we'll end up just slightly over budget on this one. So we started last fiscal year for this phase of the project with about $150,000. Then in the budget that the board passed, we put additional $15,500 to account for some of the changes we knew we would have to make. And then if you take, so you take that, that's what we had, 165.5. So then if you count the fees to All-Tech and the fees to Product Design Plus Architecture, but then you add back the incentives we'll get back, it looks like we're gonna be, as of right now, and there may still be some incentives we might qualify for, about $3,600. But I'll have more accurate numbers in the future, but that gives you a ballpark idea how we did with the project. So obviously we like to be under budget. I think for this one, we tried our best, and there were some unanticipated situations we ran into, but overall, we were very close to budget, so.
Questions?
So does that mean that these various boxes will eventually be going away? Like the ones right outside the store, or where have we been storing all of this LED lighting equipment as it's getting?
Oh, you're talking about these boxes out here?
Yeah, those
Yeah.
boxes will go away. Those are the boxes for the big globes. We didn't
Okay.
have any other place to put them, for the workers to get to. We didn't anticipate them being there that long.
Right.
But all the other LED, they brought in material as needed, so we stored it back in the dock area. So it was, most of it was tubes, some fixtures, but mainly tubes. So they brought it in as they needed to work on it. They did an excellent job. I can't commend them anymore. They did a really, really good job. They're a really good company to work with. Very accommodating. And we did run into changes, mainly because anytime you turn into a building, you just run into situations. And the LED technology is still evolving. So some of it's kind of complicated when you put it into a building like this. So I think all in all, a very successful project.
Yeah, the Cocos Cove project, if those cords had been the correct length, would have they've been like half a day, right?
Yeah.
It would have been fast, but since we ran into those issues, it's still. But go take a look at it before you leave if you get a chance. I think it looks good. There are a few people that don't like it, but it's because it's a big change. But what it does is that it makes the room, if you don't think about it as an adult, but as a child walking in there, because that room was so huge, that now it kind of brings it down to a child's level. So I think it's really good. And it's much more energy efficient than it was, those big lights in there.
Yes. That was actually our oldest lighting. That lighting went back to the 97 rebuild. And that had metal halide, which is the most expensive lighting. It's like stadium lighting. It's the most expensive type of lighting we have, and really outdated. So I've been itching to get that one done for a long time. So that's up to great finally.
Yeah, so this was not in your packet, but you have a handout in front of you. This is our tentative investment strategy, and I have to give all the credit to Doug on this, because he's the one that kind of put this together. So when we looked at this, we thought, okay, what are we, obviously we've had conversations that there is money sitting there that we could be investing. So we wanted to make sure, okay, with these different funds that have these balances we can be investing, let's make sure that cash flow isn't an issue throughout the year. So essentially what we're looking at doing, and before, in terms of tracking these CDs, it was easy because it was all out of corporate funds. But now that we're expanding this, we've divided into these three funds that we'll be essentially investing from: the corporate fund, the working capital fund, and the special reserve fund. So I think all of you know that the corporate fund is the biggest fund we have. Most of our expenditures come out of corporate. A lot of things come out of there. So the strategy here is basically to ladder these CD investments and have them mature throughout the year, and have them mature in a time where there's never a time during the year where we're in danger of not having enough funds to cover our bills, that type of thing. So So we're expanding the corporate fund investments in CDs. The working capital fund, that's a fund that, I'm trying to remember the history. It just sits there. I think it was established at some time, and Illinois library law probably changed, and that fund is still there. We can't levy and add to it, but we can use the money that's there for investment, we believe. One of the things we're gonna do is just double check with Roger to make sure that there are no violations with investing either working capital fund money or special reserve fund money into CDs. We don't believe there is, but I want to double check before we do it. And then the special reserve fund, as you know, is what we use for a lot of our capital expenditures. So this won't endanger any of those projects with investing the money. There's quite a bit there to invest. So if you want to take a look at this, if you have any questions. And this is just our tentative plan. Obviously, if you have suggestions for this, we'd love to hear them.
I like it. Yeah, thank you, this is good.
Okay, questions? All right, so we're on to new
Well,
business.
I want to make a comment, just because this is being recorded, that all the principal is 100% protected. So that, he's using investment, but it's not like speculative, it's just, as we had mentioned, it's from a mere pittance to a pittance.
That's correct, yeah, our policy, and I think even Illinois law dictates what we can do, and we're not, we can't invest taxpayer dollars in the newest cryptocurrency, for example. That won't be happening. Yeah, this will be, investments that we're legally able to invest in that are safe. Yeah, correct.
Or space flight.
No.
No
Ooh,
space.
that's true.
No space flight investments, no.
The key difference, and this is to jump on what Andrea is saying, Illinois Funds is the place where most of our money is kept and has been historically. It is a money market fund managed by the state of Illinois. Its return on investment and interest is, well, it's not zero,
Oh, that's good to hear.
but that's all I can really say.
It's close.
Let's just say your calculator would round it to zero.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on. All right, so next are the minutes from the last meeting, which we put on new business because Bonnie was
They
absent.
should have been, and I did not get them to you, so they're at your place.
Yeah,
And if you want to take a look, and then you can pass them to me and I'll just write, or you can keep.
Pass them
No,
down?
No, we're in
wait,
the.
not the
No,
minutes.
no. Oh, no,
The
no.
minutes are in here.
I'm
You're
sorry,
thinking of
I'm
what's in
doing the
the-
audit, thank you, sorry.
Okay, so the
Minutes,
minutes are
minutes.
on page 19.
Yeah, I apologize.
And they're on there because you weren't here and you have
Right.
to abstain.
Right, I will, thank you.
So I move that the board approve the minutes of the regular meeting of June 15th, 2021.
I'll second.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll second.
Discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oh, wait, we have to have a roll call, sorry,
Mhm.
because so
Oh,
she
that's
can
right.
abstain.
Abstain. Mhm.
Barkapisi,
Aye.
Kotsinis,
Aye.
Sutton,
Abstain.
Arnold,
Aye.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Beckwith.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Okay, financials.
Well, we had gone to this meeting thinking we might be able to review the May and June monthly financials,
Yeah.
and we're stuck with nothing. Although I think in the next couple of days they'll be finished. It's an unusual situation, but apparently that tornado hit them hard, so.
Yeah.
But Doug has reviewed the draft and sent it back, so I think the next couple of days we'll have May anyway, so.
So we should have both by committee of the whole?
I hope so.
Okay, so then we
I
should.
don't want to make any promises though, because they're so behind, but we'll try.
So then, because we got to get our audit started to get that done. in
Yeah,
time.
and the auditors know we was in communication, and,
Okay.
yeah, so I don't think that is throwing that off too much, is what they've been telling me, so.
Okay, anything else on that? Okay, next is the ordinance on page 35.
You have to approve the monthly financial report.
Because they're on.
They're not available,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's because the,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then-
Tornado.
Okay, so, I'm sorry, where were we?
Page
Oh,
35.
I just
yeah.
want to comment.
Page
just
what? Sorry.
Randomly. Our building systems go down and our accountant's building gets hit by a tornado. All in the same month. Just,
Yeah.
weather seems weird. I can't
Well,
say
it
anything
can,
else.
it can also be, without getting into, I mean, maybe their recovery time had something to do with, they needed some part they couldn't get because of COVID. I mean, I don't have the details yet, but, it's weird, you're right.
Okay, now we're on the ordinance.
Yeah, so if you look at page 24, it talks about in the, so, Roger Ritzman always sends us each year this overview, and it explains the whole, really this is the start of really kind of the start of the next budget season, right, of this budget process. There's a series of ordinances the board will pass that will lead to the board passing the tax levy later this year. So this really is the first, which is the building and maintenance tax, which is described in detail, I believe, on page 7 of that memo, which is page 31 of your packet.
Who wants to make a motion?
I move that we approve ordinance 2021, 2022 with building sites and maintenance levy.
I'll second.
Discussion? Okay, roll call.
Corsini,
Aye.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Farkapisi,
Aye.
Beckwith.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Okay, non-resident.
Yeah, it's what, and you see this and you think, well, why wouldn't we want to participate in this? Well, we're not, the program doesn't apply to us because we're not the closest public library for anyone living outside of the library service area. So it's a simple, we're not going to participate because the program doesn't
can't
apply to us. We can't,
participate.
essentially, yes. So, but you still have to adopt the ordinance to say you're not participating.
Shall I make a
by law.
motion?
Sure.
I move that we adopt ordinance 2021/2022-2 non-resident library card program.
I'll second that. Any discussion?
Sutton,
Aye.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Farkapisi,
Aye.
Corsini,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Beckwith.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Okay, page 39.
Yeah, so this is the tentative B&A ordinance. This is the next ordinance in the process towards getting towards the tax levy. So this is based on the budget that the board passed in June. And this, the budget and appropriation ordinance may not be the same because we'll review these numbers, we'll look at the appropriations, make sure they're appropriate, that type of thing. But this is to give the public, kind of a transparent look at, okay, this is the budget that the board has passed. This is, what we anticipate it looking like, to prepare the public for the public hearing, which is Tuesday, September 21st. And most of you will recall that usually happens at 6:45 before a regular meeting. We don't usually have anyone in attendance, but it's a chance for the public. They can review this, they can come in, and they can give feedback to the board about the budget appropriation ordinance, so.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see, I lost my place here. I move that the board approve ordinance 2021-2022-3, tentative budget and appropriation ordinance for fiscal year 21-22.
Second.
Discussion? Okay, roll call.
Linsdau,
Aye.
Arnold,
Aye.
Farkapisi,
Aye.
Corsini,
Aye.
Sutton,
Aye.
Beckwith.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Okay. Next is,
So the public hearing, yeah.
yeah.
So, as I alluded to before, there has to be a public hearing for the annual budget and appropriation ordinance before the board adopts it. So Typically, that hearing is on the night of the adoption of the actual budget and appropriation ordinance, and that we have scheduled for Tuesday, September 21st at 6:45 PM in this room.
So we
That's
need
the
a,
idea.
Okay,
So I move that the public hearing for the annual budget and appropriations be set for Tuesday, September 21, 2021, at 6:45 PM in Meeting Room A.
I'll second that. Discussion? We don't have to have a roll call for this one, do we?
I don't think so.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Abstain. Okay. Now, we're on to the audit.
So essentially, this is for this Public Library District Secretary's audit refers to the IPLAR report, which we submit to the state. And essentially, it is a review of the Secretary's records, right? And that's something that can be done after the meeting,
Mhm.
perhaps, yeah. Yeah,
Usually.
so, review of the minutes, yeah.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. Usually they are done after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we have, I think,
I
90
think
days
we
after.
did it last-
I
Did we do it last
didn't
year?
know if, I think we did, just
Yeah.
because we were together, but maybe it'd be something better if somebody besides
Typically,
me
it's
did.
not, Bonnie doesn't do it,
Yeah,
right? It's-
that's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Somebody can volunteer or you can appoint them.
Okay, can anybody stay tonight and do it?
what does it involve?
You just have to verify that the minutes are all there and signed.
I'll do it with Catherine and I, we can do it.
Andrea and
Okay,
Catherine.
cool.
I've done it before.
Yeah,
It's not
it's not that big.
Not a big deal, yeah.
All right.
Really, it isn't.
You say that, Bonnie.
All right, now we're on to the semi-annual review.
Okay.
Thank you for doing that, by the way.
Well, we haven't done it yet.
It's not that.
No, I've done it
It's
before.
not.
It's really not that
I've done
bad.
it a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Okay, now the semi-annual review.
Yeah, so in front of you, you'll see the, my mind is blanking, so the annual, semi-annual review. Joe and I worked on this, and this was one of her many, many minutes of work a couple months ago. And so there was just one to be opened, and then just a couple, 3 or 4 that are gonna, the CDs are destroyed. We really went through it with a fine-tooth comb this time and put some different indexes in the executive binder, just to make it a little easier from now on, so we don't have to go through every single one for every year. So, anyway, this is all there is for this time. And they're in front of you. And they should have been in the packet, but so I apologize.
Questions?
Nope.
Okay, I move that the board approve the semi-annual review of closed minutes for July 2021.
I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. Okay, quarterly review of our goals, there's really nothing to say.
Oh, yeah, if you would pass them over, and then I'll get rid of them
Yeah,
for you.
since they're all on hold still, so.
Hey, we passed the budget on time.
Well, yeah, yeah, but this is our board goals.
That's one of our board goals. It's one of our 2 most important goals.
It's our board self-evaluation goals, though. Okay, anyway, never mind.
I just evaluated us. We did a good job.
All right, Andrea.
All right, items for next time. Anything?
I'll have policy,
Okay.
if I remember the ones we're working on.
Let's see, that's for committee of the whole.
Yeah.
So what is it?
I think FOIA, 4:30.
Yep,
There's one other one.
just let me know.
Okay.
Okay, it's no big deal. Okay. I lost my
One
list.
final lighting update for the building and grounds.
Okay, wait a second. At committee of the whole.
Yep.
May, June financials.
Right.
We will not be having the budget for the first committee of the whole in a while. Don't worry, it'll be back sooner than we think.
You know, One thing we might want to consider doing, if not next month, but the month after, is the facilities tour, because we haven't done
Yeah,
that
yeah,
for a while. And I
Good
think we
idea.
typically did in the summer or the fall, when
For
the weather's nice.
September, you're suggesting that?
I think we should do it in August, because September, we start early with that other
Right.
meeting.
Can we do it in September? I mean, in August?
I think so.
Okay.
You want to do it
I'll
during
check, I'll
the
check Kevin's
Committee of the
availability.
whole?
Committee of the whole or during the
She's
regular
available
meeting?
as
If
well.
it's 100
assuming.
degrees,
Uh-oh.
we
Committee of
can,
the whole, right?
we
Is
can
that sensor that's not
postpone
working?
You gotta move.
If it's 100 degrees, then we can table it till the next one.
Yeah, to the next
That would be
one.
nice.
Committee of the whole, right.
Either one.
Okay, any other agenda
I
items?
think so.
Okay. I move that the board enter into executive session along with the executive director Livergood to consider the selection of a person to fill the vacancy in the office of library trustee.
I'll second.
George?
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, abstain, and it is 7:31.
We're not recording
It
until we
is
call it to order.
8:14, and we are back in session. Anyone want to speak in public forum? Okay, any other announcements besides what's on the agenda? Any trustees have an announcement? Who would like to move to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
I second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain. And it is 8:15.
Okay.
Thank you.